Hey, boys and girls, Mr. Anderson here. Let's talk about the assignment today, which is to fill out the worksheet and brainstorm how to create a product specifically for a different user. Now, remember, like I just mentioned, last week we did an activity. We've done two activities where we try to put ourselves in the minds of someone else and think about what they would need, what they would want, what they would like. And so we're going to continue with that idea today, trying to understand what it means to design something, to create something that's going to be helpful for someone besides ourselves. Okay, so we are looking right now at the assignment. It's called User-Centered Design. I'm going to take you through it, and this should help you to complete the assignment. Okay, so first, you can see that I don't have my, okay. Overview. It says designing a product requires you think about the needs of your users, like I was just saying, right? Even, this is important, even if those needs are very different from your own, okay, right? So we're not necessarily designing something for ourselves. As a matter of fact, it's better if you think about designing something for someone else, okay? In this activity, you will be designing a product from the ground up, meaning from scratch, for the specific needs of a user. And you're going to choose the user or group of users, and you're going to choose the product that you create. So you're going to do both things. Who is it for, and what is it? You're going to think of both of those things, okay? Now, here's the important paragraph right here. I'm going to read through it with you. The product you will be designing is a piece of smart clothing. Smart clothing, right? Okay. For this activity, consider smart clothing. I'm reading from the worksheet. Consider smart clothing to be any piece of clothing that also integrates computing technology. Okay, now that's a wide open field now. You may even have a piece of smart clothing yourself, or you may know someone who has something like that. Okay, it might have sensors built into the fabric. Okay, so built into the very fabric. It might have sensors woven into the fabric or sewn into the fabric that record data like your heart rate, your breathing, other medical stats, okay? It could change colors, okay? So your shirt or your pants, whatever, your hat could change colors depending on the light that you're under, maybe if you're outside or inside or under a blue light or whatever. It might display information like on your sleeve. It might control an app on your phone, or it might control your phone itself, or it might even connect to the internet. I saw a crazy ad the other day for a toothbrush that's connected to an app on your phone that sends real-time data about how you're brushing your teeth to the app, and you can see the picture of your mouth on the phone while you're brushing your teeth, and it's letting you know how well you brushed each tooth. It's not smart clothing, but you kind of get the idea of either devices or clothing, everything. The big push right now is to get everything connected to the internet, connected to an app that gives you instant feedback. So right here it says push the boundaries of what's possible. So I want you to really think and brainstorm, okay? What is this thing going to be? What is this piece of smart clothing going to be that you're going to create, okay? So long as your design meets, right here. Just hang on. So right here, so long as your design meets the needs of your user, it is appropriate for today's activity. So you're going to think about who it's for first, okay? And then you're going to think about what to make, okay? So here we go. Here are the steps. You're going to brainstorm your users, okay? Just in space below, brainstorm as many different kinds of people. So it might be athletes, it might be pet owners, it might be people who live near you, it might be people who go to church, it might be people who wear sneakers. It depends. You brainstorm, okay? But let me go ahead and show you some examples of smart clothing, okay? So, for example, smart clothes. They might have sensors like we were talking about that monitor your sleep, okay? And you wake up, you look at it, you go, oh, how did I sleep, okay? It might monitor your heart rate, your nutrition, whether you're low on, whether you're dehydrated, whether you're low in vitamins or minerals or, you know, that kind of thing, or it might monitor your activity, right? Okay. Smart clothing could monitor your blood pressure again. So these are all pieces of clothing that would monitor your medical data, your medical vital statistics, as they say. So blood pressure, skin temperature, heart rate, oxygen levels, okay, breathing rate. That's all possible in smart clothing, okay? But what about a pair of shoes? A pair of shoes that opens up the tongue and closes the tongue based on how hot, you can see the app up here, based on how hot it is sensing that your foot is. So it creates ventilation for your foot depending on the temperature inside the shoe, right? That's smart clothing. Okay, or what about smart clothing you can wear that literally monitors how you're moving and can give you feedback whether you're doing a yoga posture correctly, or maybe can monitor your running form and tell you if you're in balance while you're running, or maybe you have a weakness in your stride. It can tell you what's going on. What about clothing that literally would let you control your phone? So like you could be riding your bike and maybe just swipe your forearm, just swipe it, right? And maybe make a call or decline a call or turn up your music just right with one click, so you don't have to get your phone out. Again, that's all smart clothing, right? This is what we're talking about. And again, we talked about clothing that might change color. It might change whether it's bright or dull, depending on what light it's under. And not for any specific function, but just because it's cool. Or there might be a function. Can you think of a reason why someone might want to wear something that becomes bright? Maybe when it's dark, right? People who do anything at night, right? Maybe people who work on the roadside and repair the roads, maybe people who go running at night, bicycling, right? So all kinds of uses. And then, of course, there's just strictly for fashion, right? So that's a group of people, a group of users you could choose, people who are into fashion. Maybe you want to design a piece of smart clothing for those people. Okay, so it doesn't have to be just athletes and people who use their phone a lot or commute on their bikes and need that special wrist arm control or whatever. It could be just people who like cool looking clothes, right? Or you know, and this is what I'm saying. You have to brainstorm, right? I want you to use your brain, start thinking. What about this? What about a dog collar? Now, how could that be smart clothing? What do you think this thing is right here? What do you think that's monitoring? If a dog is wearing it, what do you think this thing is monitoring? You think it's monitoring its heart rate and stuff, or do you think it's something different? Maybe like a GPS, for example. Okay, could monitor the dog's location. Maybe you can track it with an app on your phone. So this would be appealing to pet owners, right? So you can see these are some examples of the hundreds of different kinds of examples of smart clothing. If all of this didn't stimulate your creativity or give you some idea what to do for your project, you can go on the internet and do a Google search for smart clothing, okay? So I didn't finish the slide, actually. I just was going to say, use Google to search smart clothing, and you may want to refine by images or not, okay? So that's the idea. Back to the assignment. Here it is. Here's an example of what the finished product looks like. So you're going to first brainstorm the user. So all you have to do is read through the directions and do what it says, okay? So in the space below, you're going to think of some groups of people that might benefit from smart clothing. We talked about quite a few already. Here's an example: teachers, students, kids, animals, parents, right? Police, athletes, churchgoers, right? So think of some groups of people that might benefit from smart clothing, okay? Now, we're not working in groups, so a lot of the directions are about working in your group. You just ignore all that, okay? We're working on our own. So you're going to choose a specific category from all your brainstorming. You can see right here, you're going to choose one of them, okay? And you can see that that isn't even listed in the brainstorm, which sometimes happens. You get another idea, okay? Now, brainstorm the needs of your category of people, okay? Brainstorm the needs, interests, and concerns of your user. Okay? So if pet owners is the group of people I chose, then what do pet owners need from the smart clothing? Or what do they need just for their pets? Okay? What do athletes need? Okay? What do parents need? What would they need? What are their concerns? Okay? So you can see pet owners want to make sure there's food and water and shelter for their pet. That there's a place to go to the bathroom. What about when they leave town and they need pet sitting? Okay, so these are just examples. You're going to choose your own group and brainstorm your own needs and interests and concerns of your user. Okay, then you're going to choose one of them. This person chose not losing their pet as the main need of the group of people. Okay, so you're going to choose one main. So if you choose athletes, and you're going to list a bunch of needs that they have, you're going to choose one of them and write it down right there. Okay, athletes need to monitor their heart rate or whatever. Okay, people who maybe want to do it for military personnel and you want to design shoes that help control the temperature of their feet so they don't get too hot. Okay, it's totally up to you, but you're going to choose one of their needs and write it down right there. Okay, and then boys and girls, just keep following the directions on the worksheet. Okay. In the space below, brainstorm ways smart clothing could be used to help address the need that you chose. Okay, so if above, it froze. Here it is. If you chose not losing your pet as the main need of the pet owners group, then how would smart clothing help that? Okay, smart clothing could be a smart collar that alerts the owner, that displays info on an app maybe and tracks the location of the animal and alerts animal services. Okay, getting the idea? Okay, discuss pros and cons. Unfortunately, you don't have a group to work with. Yeah, do your best. Maybe we can do some brainstorming in the chat during class. And then finally, this is the big part right here. I want you to describe your product. You're going to make up a product and describe it and how it, and most importantly, how it meets the needs of your user. Okay, so this is the big part. I mean, you got to do the other parts, but this is the main part where you're going to describe your product. No, you don't have to draw your product because it's going to be too hard. So that's it. Just get to this part where you describe it in detail. I don't want just 3 words, okay? I want that space filled up, and you can type the text. So this video is already way too long. Good luck, boys and girls. You can do it.